Should have went live on MP. I'm going live because I'm out from our stop shop here. So we were actually up testing out this sweet potato casserole recipe from Roof Chris. And the thing that triggered me to go live at whatever time of night it is right now is because I got a notification that one of my cryptos had sold. Now here's the thing. I'm going to explain why this was a big freaking deal. The crypto that sold, I bought it at $5.45 a crypto. Okay? I put the limit order in because the highest you could put a limit order in is 10 times the price. I put the limit order in at $55 to sell 2 of them. And today, while I was working on this recipe, I got a notification that my sale limit order went through. Okay, so that means a cryptocurrency that I bought has 10 times the price from $5 a couple of months ago to $55 today. Now, understand, that's not even my best one because I bought crypto at $40. This at over $300 right now. But there's a wealth transfer happening out of traditional investment avenues to cryptocurrency. So if you're not paying attention, you are missing out on a lot of wealth that you're into right now. If you are a person that's afraid of what you don't know, not willing to do the research, not willing to learn what you have no personal point of reference to, you are missing out on a lot of wealth right now because cryptocurrencies are doing something. You know, they were trying to pretend that they were Ponzi schemes, yada, yada, yada. But they are doing something. They are more stable than the dollar right now. Cryptocurrencies, a lot of cryptocurrencies are more stable than the dollar right now, despite all of the volatility. So if you are the type of person that you are only investing in stuff that is super tangible, or you're the type of person that you waiting for a settlement plan or a retirement plan to get your economic state to a place where you can live without having to clock into somebody's job for the rest of your life. If you are not taking investment avenues like cryptocurrency seriously, you are missing out on a lot of wealth generation right now. The value of the dollar is drastically going down because they're inflating the dollar's value drastically by all of the stimulus that has gone around. So for all that extra money that people have seen in stimulus checks and in added unemployment benefits and yada, 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 that's money that's unaccounted for. That's debt that has to be paid back, which means the inflation of the dollar is getting insane, which means they need something that has the ability to transcend any specific currency, which cryptocurrency has the capacity to do. Right? And it has the ability to get money from one position in the world to another position in the world at almost lightning speed. Right? So if you are the type of person and you waiting around for some magic fairy to come and tap you on your shoulder and tell you, hey, it's a good time to start thinking about investing. Hey, it's time to start looking into this cryptocurrency. You are missing the wagon. And trust and believe, you buy the rumor, you sell the news. So once it starts going viral, once it starts trending, you most likely missed the real tangible points of entry for you to be able to see huge returns. All my cryptocurrencies are up anywhere from 600 to 900% right now. 600 to 900%. That means for every $1 I had, it is now worth $6. For every $1 I had, it is now worth $9. You cannot get those returns from clocking into nobody's job. I don't give a damn how great your salary potential is. And to think about something that was $5, $3, $4, $5 a couple of months ago now being $55, or something that was $40 a couple of months ago now being $300 plus, or something that was $9,000 a couple of months ago now being over $60,000. Even if you try to hop on the wagon, you have to overcompensate at such a level that it really is going to hurt you to try to see the same returns. The last year was the perfect market for poor people to invest. Because a lot of stuff was super affordable. A lot of stuff was super accessible. So if it was a situation where you were waiting or you needed somebody to convince you to understand that investments don't look like scam flowers. They don't look like you not being able to explain why the money is there. Like when you invest in something, something has to cause it to accumulate. There's a buy, there's a sell, right? Real estate. Because people are seeking it, because it's a high demand and a low inventory, it allows for the value to go up. Because it's a well sought out area, but very minimal options available, volume goes up. In cryptocurrency, somebody wants to get in, so somebody has to be able to sell for that person to get in. Now, the thing that's happening with Bitcoin, because I really don't talk cryptocurrencies, to be honest. And a part of why I don't do it is because I hate trends, but Bitcoin isn't even what triggered me to go live. ETC is, which is one that doesn't really get talked about. It's not trending. It's not popular. It's not Dogecoin. My best performing cryptocurrencies ain't even Bitcoin. I mean, up several $100s on Bitcoin too, right? Because I got in Bitcoin when it was $8,000. So if somebody's talking to me about being in Bitcoin at 30,000, that was when all the records started happening. And at that point, the trend, the viral trending, forced that to go up more. But Imagine you having $100 trying to get into something that costs $30,000 to have a full one. Your $100 is like literally a tenth of a thousandth of a, like it. Even if it grows, it doesn't grow at a volume that allows for you to see great returns. But if you're willing to do the work, if you're willing to feed in the stuff before it's being talked about, that's where the money is. Like I never buy stuff when it goes viral. I'm willing to do the research because short-term sacrifice equals long-term rewards. I was doing research on all the things that we hold positions in before anybody was talking about it. I was looking at these and I was deep diving in these when there were analyst ratings, but it never made it to the ticker symbols at the bottom of none of the broadcasting sites. It never made it to mainstream, like, let me ask you about this stock talks. By the time it's starting to get recommended and by the time certain names are attached to it, you're buying the news when you're supposed to be selling the news. And if you're a long-term investor, you buy low and you sell high. A lot of people are starting to buy high in the hopes that they can fool somebody into buying it from them even higher. But there's a lot of risk to that. And it's even more risky if you're not willing to do the research. If you're not willing to learn about what you don't know that you don't know. If you're not willing to get outside of your comfort zone. When I first started investing in cryptocurrency, there was nobody I could have a conversation with. Not a single soul. So I was reading like hell. I got notebooks on top of notebooks on top of notebooks of just notes, of analyst ratings, of researching what that means in correlation to this. How does that impact this? There were things I was paying attention to. Like if you go to several hotel, the thing that stood out to me is I started going to certain hotels and I noticed their ATMs also will allow for you to make deposits or withdrawals in certain types of cryptocurrencies. That's accessibility. That is a huge factor in market transitions. Meanwhile, people talking about the simple stuff. I started paying attention to which cryptocurrencies brokerage accounts outside of crypto wallets, outside of different brokerage accounts that catered towards cryptocurrency were allowing for you to trade or buy or hold. I started paying attention to which ones they would only allow for you to watch. I started paying attention to what that trend was looking like, what those market caps were looking like. And while the market cap is different for cryptocurrencies than it is for traditional securities like stocks, bonds, yada, 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 ETFs, it's still significant because if you look at it over historic points, it does force you to have to be able to assess analytics a little bit more, to see industry trends, to see transitions, but it also requires for you to be comfortable with buying stuff as it goes down. If you're the type of person that you need to see the momentum build for you to buy, you're buying news, you're not buying rumors. And if you're doing that, then you're probably one of those people that's going to be dependent on somebody else pressed to start hopping on rival trends. But there's a lot of risk behind that because you run the risk of getting in at a peak and it can pull back way drastically before it goes up again. And in the event you're not built for long-term investments, i.e., you've never done the research, you've never held something for years, you've never been able to put $1,000 in a bank account and allow for it to sit there and accumulate over an extended period through some stuff. What's going to happen is you're going to end up selling at a loss. So I'm pumped, but the thing that triggered me to go live was pay attention. This is the time for you to start taking heed to cryptocurrencies. My little sister about to become, that's so crazy to me. And I know a couple of other people too, but I know a couple of people just off of Dogecoin hitting 33 cents. And I know they've been in it since it was like 0.10 of a cent. They hitting six figures. Hitting six figures. If people were buying the things that I was talking about when I was talking about them, and they were buying it at the volume that I was talking about buying it at, they should be hitting six figures in gains too. So it's a lot of ways to skin a cat. And if you're not taking heed to different types of investing models, if you're sleeping on cryptocurrency in a time where inflation is bringing down the value of the dollar drastically, you are missing a lot of growth potential. You're missing your nest egg. You're missing your seed money to transition to the next big thing you want to do. You're missing your 5 and 6 figures that you feel like aren't attainable except by bootstrapping it and working and grinding. So yeah. So I was just really excited about that. That caught me way. I haven't really been looking at my brokerage accounts because all my stuff is long holds. The money I got sitting on the side is sitting on the side for something very, very strategic. My favorite stock of all time, Garmin, has been hitting all-time highs for the last 3 weeks. And I don't have to open up my brokerage account to see that. All my stock notifications come to my phone at the very top. So I see it. I see it every time it hits a new high. And I set limit orders for the ones I'm trying to get into at the prices that I'm trying to enter them. And I set up for months so I don't have to stalk my brokerage account. There's nothing in my brokerage account that makes me really that insecure. My biotechs are super high risk. I also invest in those long term, so I'm prepared for any hiccups along the way because traders trade biotechs until they hit a certain price point for entry. So if I was to feed into what traders are doing, I would sell a lot of stuff because of pullbacks from trading and algorithms, and I don't have to worry about that. Because I'm a long-term investor. I understand the fundamentals behind what these businesses are doing. I understand the process and the protocols and the timelines that come with certain types of clinical trials and stuff like that. So even the short-term stuff doesn't have that huge of an impact on me. And the funny thing is I was looking at something today and they were talking about if you look at your stock portfolio, right? If you look at your stock portfolio over a couple of days or weeks, you'll see like all of these huge spikes. But if you look at it over a year span, if you're in the right types of stocks, you just see it climb. So it's all about perspective. Like, do you have the capacity to put something somewhere and let it thrive? You get what I'm saying? And if you don't have the capacity to do that, investing is going to be a struggle for you. Or if you're nervous every time something that you thought was making you money starts to take away profit, it's going to be a struggle too. But I'm going to tell you, the power move is to become an investor. It truly is. And I wish that on every single person. And investing is not expecting somebody else to give you money. That doesn't make sense. When them scam flowers were going around and everybody was putting that $500 in for those several thousand, those weren't investments. You couldn't explain where the money came from. Meanwhile, if you put them in stocks, those are businesses, right? They got performance. They got financial reports that have to be provided. They have quarterly earnings calls. They have all of these different things that add value and contribute to why their value is the way it is, on top of the algorithms and the traders and yada, yada, yada. Cryptocurrency is low-key the same thing. People are trying to get their money in an asset class that has the ability to grow despite the inflation. So and has the ability to transcend the travel through the world versus just travel through your little crevice in it. The US does not define the world anymore. Not by a long shot. Anyway, love you guys to life. I just did this sweet potato casserole. I did the Roof Chris recipe. I made some crab cakes for them too. So I was doing family.